Hey everyone, what's going on? Hope you're having an amazing day and welcome back to another video here with us at Star Talk Social. So in today's video, I wanted to go over and explain the exact strategy when it comes to leveraging paid ads, whether that is on Meta or on TikTok, to promote more expensive items using UGC and quality ad creatives. So if you look across platforms and brands, what you might notice is most of the products that are currently selling by leveraging social media ads are usually below $100, and paid ads has really been considered and viewed as a way to really drive. So which is why it makes sense that most of the products that you do see on the platform that do really well specifically are ones that are typically below $100. But in today's video, I wanted to go over why leveraging paid ads and UGCs are still a very great option if you want to market products that are more expensive, above $100 or all the way to $500. So before we go ahead, a quick introduction of ourselves. My name is Jackie. I run Start Social, an ad creative focused agency that helps businesses and brands reduce their cost per acquisition and improve their overall ROAS by leveraging high quality content and ad creatives. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So there are a couple of things that you need to understand when it comes to selling higher ticket price point items, aka more expensive stuff on Meta or on TikTok using social media platforms. So the first thing is the consideration window will be longer than the products that are being sold for 20 or $30. And number two, because the consideration window is longer, you need to stay top of mind in your customers' minds by consistently running high quality content so you could warm up your audience, your cold traffic, so they will eventually pull the trigger probably after seeing your ads consistently for a week or two. And number three, the most important factor that we need to consider here is social proof. So between selling something that is cheaper and selling something that's more expensive, the factor that really a lot of customers go through and the concern and the fear a lot of customers really go through is the question of whether this thing is worth the money. And the best way that you can counter that fear and concern is just to give people more than enough social proof to show them this product does work and it has a ton of customer reviews to make sure that it's high quality. So those are the few things I want you to understand and keep in mind first when running promotions and paid ads on these social media platforms. Then if we want to consider which platform exactly that you want to utilize and leverage, typically I would say Meta still right now is the king. Facebook, Instagram, still the best options to run social media ads. And next, you could consider Google and then TikTok, then probably Pinterest or Snapchat. So by far right now, I would still think when it comes to social media ads, Meta is the best platform you need to go with. And specifically in terms of strategies, Meta is where you can drive middle and bottom funnel conversions. And TikTok will actually be a great platform to drive top of funnel awareness. And you might even get some purchases here and there, especially when the creatives are very good. So now let's move into the exact page marketing strategies that you will be implementing. So in terms of the ad creatives, UGCs here, the first thing is whenever you're promoting a more expensive item, typically we want the content, the video itself to be longer. Because in general, it takes more effort and time to really convince someone to purchase something that is more expensive. So obviously then it will make sense for the ad, the piece of content, the ad that you're running itself should be longer than an ad that is only selling a item that is only $50. So that is one thing. And the sweet spot is usually, between 35 to 45 seconds. But I think if you are running it on Meta, I will like the ad to be around 1 minute long. And number two, there are many different ways to structure the video content and the UGCs. And I actually did a video in the past about how to structure and how to create different video concepts and formulas leveraging different marketing styles. And here are the three main ones I would like you to utilize in your UGC content. So the first obviously will be direct response heavy type of video concepts, problem, agitation, solution, and to benefits. So number one will be direct response videos. And second type of video content I would like you to leverage is social proof. And probably you have seen many brands recently are leveraging their Shark Tank presence as a way to add social proof, and it's actually in fact very smart. So if you are a brand that is planning or has already presented and made appearance on that show, definitely leverage those clips and somewhat interweave those content into your overall marketing strategies, especially video content. So number three, so the last type of video content format will be testimonials. And the common way is just to create a mashup between creators and a collection of customer reviews and testimonials of the product, specifically what people really liked about it, what are some of these specific problems or issues that these products are solving for them. Yeah, so those are the three main video structure and formats that you want to create, especially when you are running and promoting higher and more expensive items. Then next, you might remember this from one of the key points I mentioned earlier at the start of the video, which is because the consideration window is longer, to stay top of mind in someone's head, you need to have consistent you need to have a consistent campaign running throughout during this time. And by adding new variations, by adding new creators to the mix. So in general, I would like you to have at least 3 to 4 new pieces of content created and launched every week. Then ideally, you also want to have 1 to 2 new creators, that new faces are featured in the video to, at the end of the day, always add social proof to your brand. Then the next thing I wanted to touch on here is the offer, especially for brands that have higher AOV. When you are running promotions or running some sort of sales or discounts on your website, definitely double down on that specific offer during those specific periods of time so that you're able to really get those people who are probably on the fence, but now seeing there is a discount or sales running, a lot of people will end up being converted instead of waiting any longer. And the last piece I would like to touch on here is the landing page. So essentially, because when it comes to running more expensive items, the overall challenge of having a success drastically increases. So we need to have each section, each element of the entire strategy super dialed in order to improve our success. So now the last piece here is the landing page. And the way I like to design and structure the landing page is just to imagine a consumer going over every possible objection that the customer could come up with when it comes to this product. So, and again, the theme here is to add more social proof. There is no end to social proof, even if you're Nike or Adidas. So let's run over what are some of the common objections that brands might have regarding an expensive item. So the first thing will be the quality, and the second will be the efficacy, especially if the product is marketed to solve a common and challenging problem. And number three, demo. You want to show people how exactly they're able to take something or how exactly they're able to use certain product. And number four, where it's made. Number five, customer reviews, social proof. If your product ever has been featured on any well-known publications or magazines or any sites, definitely be sure to include those on the landing page. And lastly, shipping and returns. Here, you want to give people a very risk-free return policy so that they have this reassurance in mind, even if they don't like the product. So I know here's a high-level rundown of the paid marketing strategy that you can be implementing for your business, especially when you want to market high ticket prices items. So before we end the video here, I'd like to add one more piece of the puzzle to the entire operation and strategy here, influencer strategy. At this point, you probably already noticed and know every move, every action that we are doing here is really just to add a bit more social proof to the brand. So influencer strategy, influencer marketing is ultimately a great addition to that goal. And here I'd like to introduce one of the methods that we have been implementing and using for brands to really leverage to best maximize the value that we can get and also the social proof we can get from those creators for a specific platform. So instead of looking for and partnering with the biggest influencers on that platform, usually we tend to look for macro or mid-sized influencers that have follower counts between 100K to 500K, and to look for anyone who could be an ideal customer, who really represents the ideal customer demo, and who has a very genuine and authentic relationship with his or her audience. And those are the people who you want to reach out to and ultimately ask them to create content and run those, and ultimately they could ultimately run this content on their feed, so that whether you can just gain organic awareness or you can leverage their content to run as ads. So this is really just one of the ways that you can really go about influencer marketing, one of the ways that you could go about partnering with influencers, but it's just one way that we have seen and proven to be very effective and efficient. So to wrap up this video, I'm going to go over the three main topics that we went over today again. So number one, in terms of platform selection, still prioritize Meta as middle and bottom funnel conversion-driven platform, and use TikTok for top of funnel brand awareness. And number two, the exact social media playbook will consist so the detailed paid marketing strategy and game plan will consist of UGCs offered in the landing page. And lastly, partnering with influencers to gain more social proof and platform awareness from specific demographic and community. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, give a like and comment so more people could see this content. Catch you guys in the next one.